Happy Friday, everybody. Here's a breakdown of everything that we've sold in the eBay store over the last 24 hours, as well as items we sourced to be added to the store shortly. We actually only had 4 sales over the last 24 hours, but there were some good sales in here, so we're going to go break those down. We are currently listing 10 items a day, trying to get to a point where the store will catch up and also sell 10 items a day, but we just made this jump recently, so hopefully with another couple of weeks of doing this consistently and sourcing the same way that we have been doing, that will catch up. So again, the good news is, even though there was only 4 sales, there were a couple of good sales in here. All right, we did have one baseball card sale. This was an autograph. This was not one of the good sales. It's just like $2 or whatever. All right, my kids sold one of their toys here. This is the Sea Patroller from Paw Patrol. There's a couple of things that were wrong with it that we disclosed, but I believe that sold for about $30 plus shipping, so that was really good. But then on to the 2 clothing items. First, we had this Tommy Bahama. We just talked about this the other day. This was that linen blend shirt, and we took an offer the very first day it was listed, which was yesterday. Took an offer for $33 plus shipping, so all in, buyer paid over $40. And then you might remember these shorts. These are the shorts that had potential sales in the $100 plus range. Mine had a little bit of a defect. Part of the end of the drawstring was kind of messed up there or whatever. So in the end, we settled on an offer for $65 for this pair of shorts. And so again, that was just nice and easy to get sold and shipped out. And again, basically with the money that I made from these 2 shirts, it paid for all this inventory. And so this is how we can kind of keep rolling our inventory from one thing into the next. All right, so quick little breakdown here of everything that we bought. First, we have these Tommy Bahama shorts. They're kind of like a golf performance. So they've got a really nice feel to them. And so they were half price, so they were $3.50 for that. We also found these Peter Millar. These are size 38 shorts, new with tags. And that was $7 for those. And then we found one of our favorite brands to find, but first time finding it in pants. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that here, but Brioni Sport Pants. And so we've been finding some dressier Canali, but not anything dressier. Brioni only found shirts so far. All right, and then a couple other things. All right, let's see. First, we got this AC/DC. This is a tour shirt from the Rocker Bus Tour. And so the way you can simply know this if you're kind of new, I'm not a huge expert in tour shirts and stuff, but just generally look on the back. It's going to have a list of different places and usually a year. Sometimes it'll have the dates. But at this point, because I don't know that much, the simplest thing I do is anytime I see a shirt that has a band and tour dates in the back, I just look it up. And if it's popular enough, there will almost always be some form of comps. This AC/DC had some good comps on it, so we went with that. Then we grabbed this Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. It features all the roller coasters on the back side of it. Really cool, catchy shirt. And so I know if we don't sell it, my daughter will like it because she got to go to Busch Gardens this year. Fun little logo, kind of like retro style logo on the front. All right, and then we grabbed this CCM, which is a hockey brand, Iowa Wild. So I'm assuming this is like a minor league of the Minnesota Wild or whatever, but we got that. That was $7 as well. There were some good solds and comps of similar, but not exactly the same, Iowa Wild. And then we got this Nike Golf Dry Fit Performance with the retro New England Patriots logo on there. So that one was $5. We grabbed that. And then I always like taking a chance on these. We do usually pretty well when you find these like silk shirts that are not Tommy Bahama, but they still have some embroidered stuff on the back. So I grabbed this one here and did that. Another Hawaiian shirt brand that you should take note of is, I don't know if you say Hilo Hadi or something like that. So we found this. Comps for this shirt were right in like the $30 to $40 range. And we did grab one other Tommy Bahama. Remember, yesterday we sold a Tommy Bahama and a Bugatti shirt, and today I bought another one. This one, again, is not like the silk, but it's got just a really unique pattern. Lots of like different cocktails and turtles and all sorts of things. So on the newer tag with that. And then we also did get a new Bugatti. So we sold a Bugatti and a Tommy Bahama yesterday and got a very similar one of each today. This one was half price, $4.50 on the Bugatti. And again, kind of a performance stretch wicking. And then the last thing that we got, and I looked this one up. So Jeffrey Scott, this is vintage. And it kind of looks like a couch. You know, it looks like a couch from the 70s. And generally speaking, if you find vintage clothing that looks like a couch from the 70s, it's at least worth looking up. This is polyester, and it's in really good shape, some nice fall colors on it. And so we're going to get this one listed right away. But yeah, so that's what we're going to try. So all told, I don't even know what the total, I think the total was like about $80. And again, that was covered by the initial principal and the profits that came from these two shirts. And so you can just see how you can take two things and then you multiply it out, and then we're gradually building up the store here as we do that. So I would love to see the sales volume increase continually. And we've got some tricks up our sleeve, so hopefully we'll have a nice big sales weekend as well, so we can report back to you on Monday.